5 signs a woman likes you, even if she doesn't admit it. The 1% Stoic. She never told you directly, but she's always there. She glances when you're not looking, reacts before anyone else, and somehow always finds a way to be near. And you start to wonder, is it just coincidence? Or is there something more she isn't saying? In a world where women are taught to be subtle and composed, desire often hides behind silence. A Stoic man doesn't beg for affection, he observes. He studies behavior, energy shifts, and patterns most men overlook. And in this video, we'll break down 5 powerful signs a woman likes you, even if she never admits it. Let's dive deep. Sign 1. She's always near without reason. A woman rarely stays close to a man she doesn't feel some sort of connection with. So when she keeps showing up in your orbit, be it at the gym, in your favorite cafe, in the hallway at random moments, or even digitally, don't ignore it. This is called strategic proximity. She might not say a word, but she positions herself to be seen. Maybe she doesn't wave. Maybe she pretends to scroll, but she's there because you are. It's the silent longing. It's the hope that maybe, just maybe, you'll notice her. And if you do, don't rush in with assumptions. A Stoic man doesn't react with impulse. He watches. He notices the pattern. Is she always there when you're present, but gone when you're not? Presence, gentlemen, is one of the most valuable things a woman can give. She doesn't waste it without intention. Sign 2. Small things you say, big reactions from her. You crack a small joke, not even your best work, but she laughs like it's the highlight of her day. Or you mention plans to travel, and suddenly she's asking when, where, and with who. Why does this happen? Because when a woman is emotionally interested, your words carry weight. She becomes hypersensitive to your tone, your stories, even your mood. This is more than attraction. This is emotional synchronization. Her nervous system is tuned to yours. When you smile, she does too. When you're serious, she holds her breath. Psychologists call this mirror neurons at work. Stoics call it alignment through presence. So when your words seem to hit her differently, don't dismiss it. Observe. Understand that the woman in front of you is listening not just to what you say, but how you say it. She's emotionally tuned in. Sign 3. She watches you silently on social media. She's quiet in person, but online, she's everywhere. She's the first to view your story. She likes your memes, shares your posts, but never tags you. It's as if she's leaving digital breadcrumbs, just enough for you to notice, but not enough for others to see. This is called a silent interaction, a way of signaling interest without making it public. She's not commenting, but she's present. She's reacting quickly, sometimes within seconds of your post. She might even post something cryptic that seems to match your mood. Why? Because part of her wants to be seen by you, but she's not ready for the world to know. Maybe she's cautious. Maybe she's unsure. Maybe she's afraid of what you'll think. But a Stoic man doesn't rush to decode every signal. He collects data. He watches consistency. Remember, consistency means more than intensity. A like can be random but consistent digital presence. That's intention hiding in plain sight. Sign 4. She's different when you're around. She's loud and carefree with others, but the moment you're in the room, something shifts. Suddenly, she's quiet, careful. She fidgets. Her words become filtered. She avoids eye contact, but somehow never drifts too far. This is emotional awareness in motion. She's not scared of you, she's affected by you. Your presence disrupts her rhythm. She plays with her hair. She adjusts her clothes. Her body becomes more aware of itself. These are micro reactions her subconscious can't hide. It's not weakness, it's attraction. A woman in control suddenly loses it, just slightly, when the man she admires enters the space. A stoic man doesn't use this against her. He acknowledges the moment with calm awareness. He understands that her stillness is speaking. In the quiet, we hear the loudest truths. Sign 5. She supports you without being asked. You didn't ask for help, but she offered. You didn't share your struggles, but she noticed. And before you could explain, she was already there with encouragement, a message, or a quiet check-in. That's not friendliness. That's emotional investment. When a woman truly likes you, she becomes part of your support system without being asked. She celebrates your wins, softens your defeats, and quietly roots for your growth. Not because you asked, but because she wants to. This is love in motion through action, not words. A stoic man doesn't take this for granted. He doesn't exploit it. He honors it. He gives space. He observes, and if the time is right, he reciprocates with dignity. Final reflections. From observation to understanding. Women are like nature. They don't always speak with words. They speak with glances, silence, distance, proximity, consistency. If you've noticed a woman showing up in these ways, don't chase. Instead, build yourself. The goal isn't to collect signs, it's to become the kind of man who naturally attracts truth. A man who doesn't need to ask, "Does she like me?" because his presence already draws honesty. So ask yourself, am I ready to be loved not because I need it, but because I've become whole enough to receive it? That's the Stoic way. If this message resonated with you, like the video, share it with a brother who needs this. Subscribe to the 1% Stoic for more insights on emotional mastery, masculine presence, and timeless wisdom. And hey, have you experienced any of these signs in real life? Drop your story in the comments below. Your experience might be exactly what someone else needs to hear. Until next time, stay calm, stay sharp, stay grounded. Some truths don't speak, they whisper. In the quiet moments between words, in the glance that lingers a little too long, in the breath she holds before she turns away, lies a world most men never notice. But you, if you walk the Stoic path, must learn to see without rushing and listen without interrupting. She won't always tell you what she feels. The world has taught her restraint. Her silence is not absence, it is encryption. Her stillness, it is not indifference, it is tension coiled like a spring. And in that charged quiet, the Stoic man must remain grounded, alert, but not reactive, curious, but not consumed. To understand a woman's subtle signs is not to decode her like a puzzle. It is to stand still long enough for her to reveal herself if she chooses to. Because all connection worth having is never demanded, it is offered. Let me tell you a story. There was once a man who spent years chasing love. He spoke with eloquence, dressed with charm, pursued women with the energy of a storm, and yet he was alone. For all his effort, he never learned the art of stillness, never knew how to wait. One day, he met a woman who was everything he thought he wanted. She was beautiful, quiet, intelligent. She smiled at him often, laughed at his jokes, asked about his life. But instead of watching, he pressed. Instead of observing, he pursued. Instead of listening, he filled the space with assumptions. And in time, she withdrew. Not because she disliked him, but because he never gave her the space to come forward. You see, attraction is not a fire you ignite. It's a light you notice already flickering, already there. You do not fan it wildly, or you risk extinguishing it. You protect it, shelter it. Let it grow at its own pace. Women are not riddles, they are rivers. To know them, you must step into the current and allow it to shape you, but only if you can remain whole while doing so. Stoicism is not cold detachment. It is elegant awareness. It is the mastery of your response so you can feel deeply without becoming enslaved to feeling. And when she comes to you, not because you begged, but because you were rooted, that connection becomes something unshakable, not built on performance, but on presence, on patience, on truth. Now, let us go deeper. Imagine this. You're at a quiet gathering, dim lights, soft music, the smell of wood and wine in the air. She enters, not loudly, not dramatically, but the room shifts. You feel it. So does everyone else. She moves around the crowd, polite, composed, and then you lock eyes, just for a second, and something ancient passes between you. Not words, not even desire, just a recognition. A remembering of something old and powerful and sacred. She doesn't approach, neither do you, but from that moment, you are both changed. That, my brother, is the kind of awareness a Stoic cultivates. You don't chase the energy, you become worthy of it. You become so grounded, so deeply rooted in your own truth, that people gravitate toward your calm like a lighthouse in the storm. And as you stand in that calm, ask yourself, do I see her clearly, or am I projecting my hunger? Do I listen for her silence, or only wait for her confession? Do I respect the pace of her trust, or do I pressure it into blooming? The Stoic path demands discipline not just in action, but in attention. In modern times, we are trained to respond fast, to validate, to decode. But real connection is born in slowness, in letting someone unfold without being unraveled. If she likes you, you will know, not because she blurts it out, but because her energy will be unmistakable, but only if you are still enough to notice. So what does that mean for you, the man walking the path of strength, clarity, and inner calm? It means you must prepare. Prepare by understanding that your worth is not tied to her recognition, that her silence is not rejection, that your presence alone is power. You are not here to guess what she feels. You are here to live with such awareness and strength that the truth becomes visible in its own time. You must be like the mountain, unmoving, silent, but ever present. And when she approaches, because she will, if there is truth in her signs, you do not rush forward. You meet her with stillness, with respect, with the kind of masculinity that does not need to prove itself. So listen closely, brother. Do not be the man who needs to know. Be the man who already knows himself. Do not be the man who demands a sign. Be the man who is a sign in himself, a beacon of grounded strength. And whether she comes closer or stays away, you will be at peace. Because your power was never about her approval. It was always in how you observed, how you understood, and how you chose to stand firm in the quiet.